Hi everyone, my name is Sampath. I'm the head of marketing of Imperial College of Business Studies. So today I would like to talk to you from this session about a very important area which will benefit you, anyone who's sitting for their A-level examinations, London A-levels or local A-levels, any type of examinations. This session will be helpful for them. So the name of the session is Mastering Confidence. So as you know, even how much you have studied, how hard you have studied, it doesn't matter if you don't have proper confidence in you. If you don't know that you have worked hard, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that whatever you have studied up to now is enough to get good grades, that would harm your ultimate results. So here, with my own experience, I would have composed a technique, a very easy technique, very easy to understand also, which anyone could practice and master and even teach your colleagues or anyone who's struggling to find their confidence. Moving on, so as an example, we will take now in your A levels, you'll be sitting in different streams. Some students, they'll be sitting in science, accounting, commerce, art stream, technical stream. So here we will take an example as in commerce stream, you have business studies. So as an example, if you take the subject business studies, there are topics inside this business studies main subject. So imagine you have 10 topics. So here the objective is you need to select a subject and then you have to list down all the topics which is relevant, which is in that core subject area. So you will have to figure out a way to get all this information. And my advice, you write down, if possible, you write down all these things in clear letter. We'll be discussing that further in the latter part of the presentation. So you have to write all the subjects in a paper, which will help you to understand and to move forward with this technique. So first you have to figure out a main topic. Here, as an example, we have taken business studies and then list down all the topics which comes under business studies. And then depending on your gut feeling, you have to be very truthful to yourself. You be truthful to yourself, you talk to yourself, you know where you are at the moment. You don't have to show this to anyone outside. This will remain with you until you finish your examinations. So depending on your gut feeling, you have to mark your confidence level. So the main objective, as we discussed, ultimately once you are done with this activity, you will understand under business studies or under any major topic that you select, any major subject that you select, what are the high confidence topics that you have within you. And then what are the moderate type of confidence level? Moderate confidence topics, which is there that you have to improve. And then ultimately you will figure out what are the least confidence, which are there are some subjects that you are not confident at all. You fear that if you get a question from this area that you are done. So we'll figure out, once you do this activity, you'll figure out what are those least confidence topics as well. So the way that you can mark yourself, as you can see in your screen, you have to use percentages. So 100% starting from 100 up to 0. Not a single person will mark yourself as 100%. Not a single person, as I believe, will be winded up in the 0 percentage. So likewise, 100, 80, 60, 50, 40, 20 and 0. So anything starting from 80 to 20, you can mark yourself. You take these percentages and in your gut feeling, talking to yourself, being truthful, you score all the topics which comes under business studies or any major subject that you have selected. Here as an example, I have taken topic A, B, C, D, E. So I have rated myself for topic A 80%, topic B 60, 50, 60 again, and topic E is the least confident. I'm less confident in topic E, so that is 20%. So you keep the score in a separate paper, and ultimately, finally, you will figure out whether your gut feeling is correct or not once you are done with this activity. So you leave it out, but this is the way that you will mark yourself further. Now we'll discuss about the steps. So as we discussed, you first select a major topic, and then according to your gut feeling, you rate yourself, you rate your topics, and then first you have to do select one high confidence main topic. Now in this example, if you go back, topic K I have marked as 80%. So for this example, I'll be taking topic A, the subtopic which comes under business studies. So topic K, that is the high confidence main topic, you select that, and then under topic A, there can be subheadings, subtopics. So you list them down one by one. So if you can't remember them, you have to figure out, you have to look into a book or teacher's guide or something, and then you have to write everything down. So you list down subtopics in the main topic, that is topic K. And then to each and every subtopics also, you are going to mark yourself. You are going to put a percentage like what you did in the previous step. For each subtopic also, you will be putting a percentage starting from 100 and up to 0, 100, 80, 60, 50 likewise. You will be marking yourself. Ultimately, once this activity is done, when all the subtopics are above 80%, once this activity is done, you will understand where you are in where you rate yourself in these subtopics. So imagine you are very confident that every subtopic, if you have 10 subtopics under the topic A, under all these 10, you have marked yourself as 80%, then you are very thorough with that topic. That is topic A according to my example here. So when all the subtopics are above 80%, then you can consider that you are confident with that major topic. But there's something that you need to understand. So when you consider assigning percentages, these are few questions that you have to ask from yourself. Number one, you should remember the exact name of those subtopics. Exact name. You have to know exactly. You have to by heart, or somehow you have to know. If the answer is yes, you can assign yourself as 80 or even 100. You should remember the content, the sums, equations, or whatever which is there inside that subtopic. The content that you will find. Content, sums, equations, and everything. So for this, you will have to go through the content first before you mark yourself. So if the answer is yes, once again, you can rate yourself as 80% or 100%. And then you should be able to answer questions from that topic. So you do have model papers with you, and then you can create your own questions by yourself. Whatever the questions in past papers or in model papers which replicate these areas, right? Which comes under these areas, if you can answer everything without any errors, then you can mark yourself as 100 or 80, or else accordingly you will have to mark yourself. So if the answer is yes, once again you have to mark 80 or 100. If the answer is no for either one of these questions, if the answer is no, then you have to rate yourself as 60 or 50 or 40 or lesser. So to do this, once again, my dear friends, my dear students, you have to be truthful to yourself. So as an example, let's do an example. Select a topic K, which I have selected. I have rated that as 80%. And then under topic K, imagine there are 5 subtopics. A.1, A.2, A.3, 4, 5. So these are the subtopics which comes under the main topic, topic A, which I have mentioned under my gut feeling. I have marked myself as 80%. So topic A.1. I ask question. I have a question. I ask this question to myself, from myself. I can remember all the mini topics under that topic A.1. If yes, I'll rate accordingly. I can remember the content in those mini topics, everything crystal clear, like a photograph, everything. So if that is the scenario, then you can rate as 80 or 100. I can remember all the questions, equations, everything. There are equations, graphs, everything I can remember. Yes, if the answer is yes, accordingly you have to rate yourself. I am confident about answering any questions I receive from this topic. Once again, if the answer is yes, you mark 100 or 80%. So as mentioned in this section, if so, you can mark 100 or 80%. When all above criteria are checked and marked above 80%, if all these criteria are satisfactory and you have marked 80% or above, then you can confidently say for topic A.1, my genuine confidence level is 80%. So to do this, to say topic A.1 genuinely, my confidence level is 80%, then you have to fulfill all the criteria which we discussed in the previous slide. The next thing what you have to do the same thing for all the topics. So what should I do next? Focus on the main topic. Now imagine topic A point. Now if we go back, topic A.1, you have scored 80%, and topic A.2, A.3, 4, 5, everything you have scored more than 80%. Then you can confidently say that topic A, which under my gut feeling, which I mark under my gut feeling 80%, it is very true and correct. So you can be happy yourself about yourself. So likewise, for all the main topics, you have to do this. It will take some time, my dear friends, my dear students, but this time is an investment for you to understand where you are. We'll discuss about how it will be an investment in the latter part of my presentation. So moving on. So once you have done this, then you will understand what are the topics which I have high confidence. First, you focus on those main topics which you are very, very confident. Focus on the main topics which you have scored more than 80% or above. In our case, it is topic A, as we mentioned, as we discussed. Master those topics first and try. Now, if you have marked 80%, then try to move into 100. You can't be 100% perfect, but you have to improve further. First, be positive. You focus on the positive, higher confident subjects, not the least ones. So pick them up. You read more, do your sums more, you study more, and then make it more confident and make those topics solid enough. Do the same to all the topics like we discussed, like I advised you. Then move on to the topics which you have scored less than 80. So imagine there are 5 topics. Imagine that out of 5, there are 3 topics that you have scored more than 80%. I'm talking about the main topics. Under business studies, there are main topics. Imagine there are 5. So from 5, 3 you have scored more than 80%. 1 you have scored less than 50%. So then you have to first focus on the main ones, main confidence levels, that is the first 3, and then you move on to the lesser ones. So ideally the topic which are above 50%. So the next one, what you have to do is you have to select any topic which you have scored more than 50%. Then you study on that, you research on that, you do your sums and do your homework, do your papers and everything, and try your level best to bring that up to 80%. Don't try to bring that up to 100%. You can't do that overnight. Try to gradually develop yourself. So if you are in 50%, try to bring it up to 60, 70, and 80. So focus on those topics once you have mastered the main topics. And then once that is done, then you move on to the least ones. Finally, think about the topics which you have scored, marked less than 40%. Don't waste a lot of time and energy on those topics right now. So this is a critical period in your life, in your A-level life, in your examination life. So don't waste a lot of time and energy for the subjects that you have scored more than 40 or more than 30 or more than 20, because you have to do a lot of work on that, which once you put your entire energy into that, then you will neglect the ones you are already confident, right? So basically, when you think about the subjects which you are not that confident enough, your ultimate response, your chemistry is negative. You always say, my God, this subject is very bad. I have to try really hard. It's very bad. I don't know how to finish this. So negative thoughts will be filled. So get rid of that first. First, you master all the good topics, and then later onwards, if you have time, right? If you have time before the exam, like 2 to 3 weeks before the exams, just do some sums and try to figure out a way, get something out of this lesser confident subjects. So if you do really well, this will be a mind map for you. So things to remember, when you do this activity, you need to consider one subject at a time, my dear friends. So it will take time, but you have to consider one main subject at a time. Write this in clear handwriting, right? It will motivate you more, and in a proper material, not in garbage papers or anything, in proper material. Don't ever use red because red is a very negative color. Use other colors if you want to highlight. If you take time and do this well, ultimately you will have a mind map in your hand which shows your confidence level. So if you do this really well, as this helped me a lot to gain good results, it will definitely help you out, and it will give you a proper mind map. Once again, you have to be truthful to yourself. You have to always be positive no matter what. Don't repent on topics which you do not have time to cover, as we discussed. Focus on what you have covered and confidence enough. So the trick is to be positive. Never ever become negative. Try your best to gather things which is positive, listen to positive things, talk positive things, talk with positive people. Then ultimate your results will definitely be positive also. So finally, what I have to tell you is, when you are positive, everything around you will become positive. Confidence will help you to be positive. So if you gather confidence when you walk into that examination center, if you know, I am confident enough to get all A's, all good results, then nothing can hold you, nothing can stop you also. So my dear students, my dear friends, I hope you got some idea how to understand your confidence level first before you do anything else. So when you know where you are exactly, then you can develop yourself and move on. So the main objective of this session is to help you out to understand that factor. So I know, I hope and pray everyone will do really well at your examinations, and you will make your parents, make your institutions, make your schools proud. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you have learned something, and you will also tell this to your friend and share this information which you have gathered. Thank you.